Everyone, welcome to joint press con of the Special Task Force DEGAMO. Before we start, please allow me to acknowledge our distinguished guests this morning. Our Secretary of Department of the Interior and Local Government, Honorable Benjamin Abalos Jr., sir. Our Secretary of Department of Justice, Honorable Jesus Muñoz, sir. Our OIC, Department of National Defense, USEC Carlito Galvez Jr., sir. We also would like to acknowledge Police Lieutenant General Ricardo De Leon, the Director General of the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency. Of course, our Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Andres Centino, sir. Our Officer in Charge, Philippine National Police, Police Lieutenant General Rodel Osor Moña, sir. The Director of the National Bureau of Investigation, Attorney Minardo De Lemos, sir. And of course, our Deputy Chief PNP for Operation and the Task Group Commander of National Headquarters SITG DEGAMO, Police Major General Junel C. Thomas, sir. Before we proceed, may we request our SILG, who also serve as the chairperson of the Special Task Force DEGAMO, to give his opening statement, sir.
Maraming salamat, Jean, at sa lahat po ng mga kababayan natin, magandang tanghali po. And of course, sa ating mga kasama sa media. Likewise, aside from our mga kasama natin po dito ngayon sa lamesa, gusto ko rin batiin ang abogado ng pamilya ng DEGAMO na si Atty. Baligod, of course, mga kasama niya, sila Colonel Lopez and wife. No? Magandang tanghali po sa inyo. Muli, magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. In our continuing pursuit operations against the perpetrators responsible for the murderous attack on Governor Rafael DEGAMO on March 4, 2023 in Pamplona, Negros Oriental, which resulted in the death of 9 persons and the wounding of 18 more others. The Special Task Force DEGAMO would like to announce the arrest of Marvin Halaman Miranda, who the task force considered as the missing vital link and one of the main conspirators behind the assassination of Governor DEGAMO. At this point, gusto ko pong pasalamatan si Secretary Galvez, of course, our Chief of Staff, Centino, sa lahat po ng members ng AFP, si Secretary Boying Remulla, sa lahat po ng mga miyembro ng NBI, and of course, sa Philippine National Police, kay Chief Asurin, no? Sa sama-samang paglaki po sa taong yan. Yan ay nasa litrato po, nasa screen po ngayon, si Marvin Halaman Miranda. Napaka-importante ng taong ito. Base po sa mga revelasyon, no, at confessions ng arrested suspects, including discharged former members of the AFP, who had a direct participation in the killing of Governor DEGAMO, Marvin Miranda, upon the instruction of a certain boss idol, Big Boss Kalbo, was the one who recruited them and the person who provided logistical and material support during the planning and execution of the assassination plot against Governor DEGAMO. Slide number 2, you will see here that the record shows that Marvin Miranda, who according to reports is a longtime security and bodyguard of Congressman Arnulfo Teves Jr., has previous criminal record and was in fact arrested on June 29, 2020 for violation of Republic Act 10591 or the illegal possession of firearms. Upon Marvin's arrest in 2020, he pleaded guilty to a lesser offense and was sentenced to a 1 to 2 years imprisonment and meted a fine of 10,000 pesos pursuant to a judgment rendered by RTC Branch 24 of Calibo, Aklan. Marvin is currently under the custody of the NBI and may probably later the NBI can narrate the facts and circumstances and also with the AFP that led to the arrest of Marvin and other related developments. As of today, the Special Task Force DEGAMO has so far accounted for 12 suspects, 11 of which are under the custody of the NBI, while the other one died during the encounter with the government forces on March 5, 2023. Andiyan na po sa larawan na yan ang 11 mga nahuli po natin. We are now at the tail end of our quest for justice and hunt for the masterminds behind the death of Governor DEGAMO and 8 others and the wounding of many more victims. With the arrest of Marvin Miranda, we are certain that the pieces of the puzzle are almost complete, and we can clearly picture out what really transpired before, during, and after the brazen attack in Pamplona, Negros Oriental, which will eventually help us in unmasking and identifying the main conspirators and masterminds behind the gruesome murder of Governor DEGAMO and others. Meantime, from March 23 to March 31, 2023, pursuant to a court order issued by the executive judge of RTC Mandaue City, composite teams from the PNP, CIDG, the PNP, SAF, Provincial EOD, K9 Unit of Negros Oriental, the 11th Infantry Division, jointly implemented a search warrant against Pride Henry Alipit Teves in a HDJ Bayawan Agri-Ventures Corporation, HDJ Tolong compound located at Barangay Caranoche, Santa Catalina, Negros Oriental for violation of Republic Act 10591 or illegal possession of firearms and ammunition. The implementation of the search warrant resulted in the seizure of 7 long firearms. Andiyan po yan sa screen, yung mga nakuwang mga barel at ammunition of different make and caliber, different components of high-powered firearms, 9 short firearms of different make and caliber, hundreds of magazines, and around 9,000 rounds of live ammunitions of different calibers. The police operative also stumbled upon several IEDs, IED components, while they were conducting the search for the firearm indicated in the issued search warrant. These items were buried approximately 10 feet under within the grounds of the compound, and the searching team had to use backhoe to dig and recover the same. Nakikita niyo po dito sa screen ng mga video, ito yung actual na video na andyan mga kaibigan nating mga media. Maraming testigo, nakita nyo kung kaano kalalim ito. Lagpas tao ito. Siguro, kulang-kulang 10 feet po ito. Kaya yung mga nagsasabing planted ito, naku po, ito na magsasabi, paano ipaplanted? Backhoe nga ginamit namin para hukayin. At tignan nyo, ang lupa, napakatigas. Lahat po ito, mga kababayan, ay nakuha. Dito po ang sunod sa search warrant. Itong mga bagay na ito ay magpapatunay sa lahat na talagang maayos ang pag-iimplementa ng search warrant. At of course, yung mga patutsadang planted na yan, isa lang masasabi ko, tignan yung maigi itong backhoe, itong video na to, kung kano kalalim ito. At ito yung masasabi kung anong totoo talaga. Okay? Yan. Kitang-kita po rito. One of the recovered long firearms during the search is an Steer 5.56 rifle with serial number AS941125. Yan po ay ginagamit ng mga sniper. Pang-sniper po yan. Ibang klaseng kalibring baril yan. This one is registered under the name of Congressman Arnulfo Alipet Teves Jr., which is among the firearms not yet to be surrendered by the latter after his license to own and possess firearms was revoked by the PNP Firearms and Explosive Office in January 2023. The implementation of the search warrant brought about the arrest of 3 persons, including Nigel Lagunay Electona. Ayan po, si Nigel, nasa bandang kaliwa. No? The Chief Security of the HDJ Tolong. Based on our investigation so far, he was substantially involved in the assassination of Governor DEGAMO. Criminal information for violation or illegal possession of firearms and ammunition were already filed against the 3 arrested suspects. Meanwhile, the complaint filed against Pride Henry Teves will undergo preliminary investigation as a matter of course. Furthermore, during the search conducted on March 30, 2023, in HDJ Tolong compound, particularly nearest to the area where the suspected IEDs and components were found using backhoe and other equipment, the searching team also discovered the partially burnt pieces of clothing, other belongings along with the wallets containing IDs, and partially burned documents owned by 2 gunmen who actually participated in the killing of Governor DEGAMO, namely Joven Javier, Judiel Rojas Rivero, and are now under the custody of the NBI. The discovered items were processed and collected by SOCO team for forensic examination and proper disposition. With this latest development, we want to convey our sincerest appreciation and gratitude to the members of the task force, especially to the men and women of the Department of Justice, National Bureau of Investigation, Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Philippine National Police, of course the NICA, and other allied agencies for their untiring efforts and invaluable support to the task force that immensely contributed to this positive development. Alam po ninyo, ngayon lang yata sa kasaysayan ng ating bansa na sa isang kaso ay, tingnan nyo mga sekretary, no, nandirito, Secretary of the National Defense, Secretary of the Department of Justice, of the DILG, ang AFP Chief of Staff, ang NICA Director General, ang PNP Chief of Staff, ang Director po ng NBI, no, at iba pang ahensya, nagsama-sama. At ito ang mensahe ng ating mahal na Presidente. Sa kanyang panahon talagang lilitisin po natin talagang lahat ng krimen magsasanib persa po. This is ang tinatawag nating whole of the nation approach. Asahan niyo po yan. We are confident that with all the pieces of evidence at hand, our pursuit for justice is within our sight. Bago lang po ako matapos, gusto ko lang pakita sa inyo ang 2 video. Mamaya po, gusto kong pagkatapos po nito ay hihingan po natin ng pagsasalita. Of course, ang ating SOJ at ang ating SND. Balikan natin yung nakaraan, mga kababayan. Tingnan po, Jean, pakita nga natin yung nakaraan para lang ma-refresh tayo kung anong nangyari. Ito yung mga CCTV footage. Tingnan nyo maigi. Ito yung mga dumating na sasakyan, nakasama yung mga assassin. Ayan po. No. Ayan mga sasakyan na yan. At yung mga bababang mga tao. Ito yung pumulaga sa atin nung isang araw nung napanood po natin lahat ito. Kumakalat po ito. Ito yung mga CCTV. Sige lang, Jean. So, ayan, bumaba. Ayun yung gwardiya, lumabas. No. Bumaba ang ilang kalalakihan na may dalang mga barel. At pagbaba nila, ayan po, pumasok ng compound. Pagpasok po ng compound, tignan natin mamaya ang mangyayari. Ayan po, din yung gwardiya. Pumasok na isa, pinakausap siya. Lumapit, may mga taong nag-aantay. No? May mga taong walang kamalay-malay, nandyan lang. Bigla na nagpaputok. Kita yung mga walang konsensyang tao. Pinagbabaril ang mga walang kalaban-laban na nakaupo. At pinatay dito po si Governor DEGAMO. Bakit namin pinapakita to? Alam po, naramdaman natin yung galit ng mga walang konsensya itong mga taong ito. Pero ngayon, dahil sa task force, yung mga bumaril na yun, lahat yun, ay nahuli na natin. Papakita namin sa inyo ulit kung sino-sino at ano-ano mga pangalan nila. At sila po ngayon ay nasa kustodiya na nitong task force na ito. Sige, Jean. Ayan, umalis sila. Tumakbo na po sila. Alam ko, noong mga panahon na yan, galit na galit ang taong bayan. Pero huwag kayong mag-alala, ayan, ang bumaba, na-identify na po ng task force si Yoleo Legario, Osmundo Rivero Rojas, si Joven Javier Calibo. Yan po ang mga bumaba na sasakyan. Sige lang, Jean. Yan pa, nadagdagan pa, si Willie Chisturis Baloyo, Benji Rodriguez Buladola, Joven Javier Calibo, Osmundo Rivero E. Rojas. Sige lang, Jean. At naiwan itong Romel Patugaan Alaba. Andun siya. Andun lang siya sa isang sasakyan. I-Alaba. Hanggang pagpasok po, pinagtsagaan po ito ng task force na kilalanin kung sino-sino rin sila, kung sino yung mga bumarel. Dito po. Ayan po. Tignan niyo maigi yan, mga kababayan. Identified itong Benji Rodriguez, itong Yoloyo Gonyon, itong Willie Chisturis, itong Osmundo Rivero, itong Joven Javier, at itong Romel Pataguan. Lahat po ito ay accounted. No? Sige lang. Ayan po mga pinagagawa niya, mga demonyong yan. Ayan, tingnan niyo. At ayan na naman po ang kanilang mga mukha at mga pangalan. Hanggang sa nagtakbuhan na po sila. Okay? So, okay na, Jean? Okay na. Thank you. Ito yung pinapakita lang namin para ma-refresh po tayong lahat. Mga tiga Dumaguete, tiga Negros, huwag na kayong matakot. Hindi magwawagi ang kasamaan dito. At sa mga nakikinig, kayong importante rito, huwag tayo papadaig sa takot. At lalong-lalo na, huwag nating ibebenta ang prinsipyo dahil sa pera. Tandaan nyo yan. Kayo matakot, nandito ang gobyerno. Ang presidente mismo po ang nag-utos sa aming lahat po rito. Makakamtan po natin ang hustisya. At this point, gusto ko rin usan ng pagsalitain at pasalamatan ng aking mga kasama. Talagang sa kanila po, kaya nadakip po si Marvin. Siguro, uunahin ko na po muna. Ito po munang si Charlie muna. Sec Charlie po muna ang unahin po natin. Sec Charlie Galvez ng Department of National Defense.
Magandang tanghali po sa ating lahat. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsama sa amin ngayon, araw na ito. Magandang tanghali po sa ating lahat. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsama sa amin ngayong tanghaling ito sa ating press conference kasama ang ating chairperson ng Special Task Force DEGAMO, our DILG Secretary Benjamin Abalos Jr. and the co-vice chairperson ng STF DEGAMO na si DOJ Secretary Jesus Crispin Rimulya. Over the last few weeks, our security and law enforcement agencies have been working tirelessly to get the bottom of the brutal killing of Governor DEGAMO and several others. With the clear directive of the President, the DND, and the Armed Forces of the Philippines and its intelligence unit, for our part, collaborated with our partners in the PNP, the DILG, and the NBI, and also with the NICA, to help build the case against the suspects. Nitong nakaraang Biyernes lamang po, nagpahayag nga po ng ating kagalang-galang na Justice Secretary na nahuli ng NBI ang isa sa pangunahing suspects. At wala rin pong humpay na maging operasyon ng Joint Task Force Negros doon po sa baba, yung ating mga armed forces at saka yung PNP, na mapanatili ang kaligtasan at seguridad ng komunidad sa Negros sa kabila ng nakabahalang insidenteng ito. Bagamat marami-rami na rin po ang kailangan upang tuluyang ma-resolve ang kasong ito, binabati po namin ang lahat ng ahensya, lalo-lalo na ang ating Intelligence Service of the Philippines, ang ating Armed Force of the Philippines, ang ating pong AP and PNP at saka ang ating pong NBI sa agaran pong epektibong aksyon nitong mga nakaraang linggo. Ang DND at ang Armed Forces po ay patuloy na nandito upang magbigay ng suporta at sundin ang direktiba ng ating Presidente at ang ating Task Force Commander tungo sa ating minimiting hustisya para sa pamilya ni Governor DEGAMO at ng mamamayan ng Negros Oriental. So on behalf of the DND and AP team, we really support kung ano po yung mga gagawin po natin pa sa mga sa STF DEGAMO. And we rest assured that the Armed Forces of the Philippines is always here with the DOJ and the DND in order to resolve other cases. Yan po ang masabi po namin sa inyo na kami po ay magtutulungan upang malutas po natin ang seguridad at ang problema sa seguridad ng ating bayan. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Sec. Charlie, of course, sa AFP, sa DND. No? At gusto ko naman mong ibigay ang mikropono sa ating kapartner naman po rito, ang Secretary ng Department of Justice na kung saan po, andyan niya po ang NBI. Secretary Boying Remulla po.
Maraming salamat. 31 araw na po mula nung pinatay si Governor DEGAMO sa kanyang tahanan sa Pamplona, Negros Oriental. At during this time, the Department of Justice has been working tooth and nail to solve this case, to bring justice to those who have been violated, and to catch those who violated the law to this gruesome act of violence. With the help of the NBI and the NPS, together with, of course, the DILG, the PNP, and most especially, I would say, the Armed Forces of the Philippines through the ISAF and their other special units, we can say that we have made significant progress in finally putting this case to a close. In fact, last Friday, March 31, on the 28th day of the killing of Governor DEGAMO, the NBI, together with the other elements of the task force, arrested Marvin Miranda, who we suspect to be one of the masterminds in the murder. Currently, he's with the NBI. To date, we have 11 suspects under NBI custody, and we have accounted for all those directly involved in the killing of Governor DEGAMO and 8 others. The 11 have been or will be charged with multiple murder, frustrated murder, as well as attempted murder. In addition, some of these suspects will be charged with illegal possession of firearms and explosives. Some of these cases have already been turned over to the DOJ, and through the DOJ main office for the handling of active prosecution in court for criminal cases, while some have been filed for preliminary investigation before the Office of the Provincial Prosecutor of Negros Oriental and the Office of the Prosecutor General. Now, with regard to Congressman Arnie Teves, cases for illegal possession of firearms and explosives were referred for inquest with the Office of the Prosecutor General. In line with this, the cases for illegal possession of firearms and explosives were referred for further preliminary investigation in order to ascertain if Congressman Arnie Teves is one of those who has actual and/or constructive possession of the firearms recovered. In addition to these inquest cases, an additional case for murder was filed for preliminary investigation with the Office of the Prosecutor General against Congressman Arnie Teves. This was filed March 8, 2023. On another note, with regards to a certain lawyer who has attempted to visit the respondents in the NBI Detention Center, we will proceed with caution. none of the respondents have engaged the services of this so-called lawyer, despite having been asked multiple times. We cannot let strangers to the case force their involvement. The integrity of this high-profile and politically charged case is of utmost importance. We are now doing our due diligence to see the background of this lawyer, to make sure his presence does not jeopardize the case at hand. Last Friday, March 31, I also signed Department Circular number 20, which I believe will be a game changer in improving the conviction rate in criminal cases. It will elevate the country's prosecution success rate by improving the current investigation and case build-up process through the closer coordination between prosecutors and law enforcement agencies. Well, you can rest assured that the Department of Justice has been and will always be committed to evidence-based prosecution of suspects in order to preserve the integrity of the investigation as well as that of the department. It is in the best interest of the suspects as well as that of the government to resolve this case with utmost respect for legal processes as well as the rights of individuals. Now, going to the role of Marvin, who I said is a major player and one of the masterminds. Kung sa sine natin tingnan to, no? It's an analogy to a movie. Si Marvin was a director, props, producer of the props, and casting director. Siya po yung nag-recruit ng mga tao. Siya ang talagang kumuha sa mga tao at nag-recruit sa kanila. Si Congressman Teves was the producer or executive producer of the whole production. Ang problema lang, hindi sine. Totoo po yun nangyari. Talagang pinatay nila si Governor DEGAMO at walo pa rin ang dinamay nilang pinatay rin at marami nasaktan. At yung mga actors dito, yung mga nakakulong ngayon, 11 yung nakakulong ngayon, no? 11. Ang nakakulong ngayon, 11 of them, but of course, meron pang at large. Pero, tapos na po. Nakita na natin, kumbaga sa police, case closed na to, prosecution na tayo pagkatapos. But we know who masterminded it, at least 2 of them, and we know who did it, yung 11 kasama sa pinakita namin pictures kanina, sila po ang kasama. And ganon na po yan. We will move on to the next cases afterwards, but of course, there will be other edges that we will have to smoothen out dito sa kasong ito. But we believe that we are there already on the way to achieving justice in more ways than one. So, yun po ang aking sasabihin ngayong hapon. Salamat po.
Thank you very much to our SOJ, Honorable Secretary Jesus Remulla, sir. Can we proceed now, sir, to the question hour, sir? So before we start our question hour, may we request our friends from the media to kindly limit your one question and one follow-up so we could accommodate others. But if we have enough time later, we could probably make a second round. So to start the ball rolling, sir, may I call on Mr. Mar Gabriel of Net25, followed by Ms. Leia Ilagan of UNT.
Sir, good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. Sir, ngayong hawak na natin yung mga main players and yung mga conspirator, ano pa hong kulang para makapag-file tayo ng kaso sa mga tinuturong mastermind, sir?
Due process kasi ang ino-observe natin. Hindi natin pwedeng kasuhan ng walang preliminary investigation yung dalawa. At ganoon ang ginagawa natin ngayon sapagkat ang requirement ng batas ay payagan sila sumugot muna ng kanilang counter affidavit at saka natin huhusgahan at i-file ng panel of prosecutors bago ito file sa korte. Ay, ganun po eh. It's due process we have to observe. We have to observe what the law has set aside for the rights of the accused. Yun lang po ang iniintay natin. But otherwise, tapos na po ang boxing, nahuli na po ang lahat.
Sir, anong mga evidences ang hawak natin na directly maglilink dito kay Marvin doon sa mga mastermind, sir?
Testimonies, guns, ballistics, eyewitness accounts, marami po. Marami tayong ebidensya dito.
Sir, yung direkta, meron bang usapan, recorded na...
How direct could you get? How direct do you want it to be?
Yung mga direct evidence.
Kaya nga, how direct do you want it to be? Diba? You ask that question, then I ask you the same question. How direct do you want it to be? Is it not direct enough that we have?
Enough, sir, para makumbinsin natin ang public na...
I think the public is convinced.
Ganito na lang, no? Yung sinasabi kasi ni SOJ, yung due process, no? So, antayin na lang natin yung pag-file. What is important right now na napakita namin, no? Actually, it took me a lot of, kunento ko mula umpisa, yung mga nakuha namin ebidensya, hanggang dulo na. So, all of these things na pinakita namin, yung sinasabi ni SOJ na mga testimony, forensics, etc., lahat po ito'y definitely mag-uugnay sa mastermind, no? So, antayin na lang po natin.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
last question ko, sir. Na-establish na ba natin kung anong motive dito at magkano ba yung pot money na pinag-uusapan dun sa kontrata, sir?
Wala yung detalye nun sa akin, pero alam natin, malaki ang politika rito. May kinalaman ng politika sa pangyayari dito. Yun po ang alam natin. Sa ngayon, marahil may iba pang dahilan na bukod sa politika, marahil negosyo sa mga illegal na naaawat siguro. Pero ang pinaka-direct motive na nakikita namin, politika.
Thank you, Sir Mar. May we hear from Ms. Leia Ilagan, followed by Mr. George Carino of ABS-CBN.
Good afternoon, sirs. Sir, yung barrel na nakuha doon sa HDJ compound na nakapangalan kay Congressman Tevez, hindi naman po ito yung barrel na mismong ibinaril o ipinatay kay Governor DEGAMO. Right.
Undergoing forensics pa ito lahat, no? Kasi ito yung nakuha yata sa HDJ Tulong, yung ba yung binabanggit po ninyo?
Yes, sir.
Lahat po ito'y undergoing forensics pa.
Sir, natukoy na ba natin kung yung baril na ibinaril mismo o nakatama kay Governor DEGAMO ay nagamit na sa ibang krimen o nakumpiska sa mga raids
Well,
o whatsoever?
hindi pa namin masasabi sa ngayon, no? Talagang lahat pa ito ini-examine pa po. Thank
Sir,
you.
kung yung mga suspect ay itinuturo yung mastermind at may mga nagsasabi na si Congressman Tevez ito, meron bang direkta rin na nagtuturo sa kapatid niya kay dating Governor Pride Henry Tevez?
Well, ang masasabi ko lang ngayon, no, nakita naman natin yung mga hinukay sa HDJ compound na mga barel, plus yung pang mga testimony ng mga nakuha natin at iba pa. Ito yung ngayon na ay talagang iniimbestigahan pa ng masusi. Kasi ang test dito is that it's proof beyond reasonable doubt when it comes to the court. Importante, wala kang duda, talagang sila may kasalanan. So, yun yung klaseng ebidensya ang kinakailangan. Kasi ang problema mo rito, ngayon, mainit tayo lahat. But what if, alam naman natin, isang kaso tumatagal ng 2 taon, 3 taon yan. What if tapos na yung lahat ng emotion? What will stand in court will be the evidence themselves. At dapat ito matibay. Kailangan malagpasan mo yung sinasabi ng batas na yun. Talagang ma-attain mo yun. Yung proof beyond reasonable doubt. So talaga ito tinitibayan ng gusto ito.
Sir, last na lang.
Thank you, Ms. Leia. May we hear from Mr. George Carino of ABS-CBN.
Hi sir, magandang hapon po. Doon po sa secretary, yung pinakita nyo kanina photo with tags ng mga gunman. Pardon me kung hindi ko lang po siguro napansin. Wala pong Marvin Miranda na tag doon kanina, no? Dahil sabi nga po ni Secretary of Justice, casting at saka po nag-provide ng mga weapons na ginamit. Doon po ba sa mga suspect na hawak ngayon ng gobyerno, meron pong nagdiin sa kanya along the process ng investigation?
Actually, kaya nasabi ni SOJ dahil yung 12 na assassins, yung isa namatay eh. So yung 11 hawak na ngayon, hindi ba? At halos, if not lahat, tinutulo si Marvin. Kaya naman sinasabi naman ni SOJ yun. No? Yung mga, alam mo na, yung sinasabi niya, mga nag-recruit, etc., etc. No?
Nagpadala
So,
ng pera,
Apo.
nag-recruit, nakausap sa telepono. Basta maraming attributed kay Marvin na gawain, kaya we had to get him. Parang sa hot pursuit pa lang, ano na eh, on the day itself na nahuli yung tatlo at sumurrender yung isa, on the day mismo na pinatay si Governor DEGAMO and the day after, naglabasan na kagad, lumabas na pangalan ni Marvin. Kaya we were already in search of Marvin from the very beginning. Kaya nga parang hot pursuit pa yan eh, nahanap talaga. Hindi talaga namin binitawan na hanapin si Marvin ng NBI at ng ISAF. We really had to find this trail to make sure that we got him para mawala po yung doubt as to his existence. Yun po yun eh. Kasi yung lahat ng ibang actors, lahat ng gumanap sa pagpatay, nakasalamuha si Marvin sa kanila mga testimony. He's part of every testimony.
Yun pong testimony ng ibang participants na hawak ngayon ng gobyerno na nag-attribute kay Marvin Miranda. Yun po bang attribution nila against Congressman Arnie Teves is similar or different?
Ano yan, we cannot take it in the same light,
Opo.
but as a complete narrative on how the statements fuse together completely. Hindi mo pwede i-compare yung apples sa oranges eh. Magkaiba yan. Iba kasi yung conversation, point of view, sa ibang taong kasama. Pag referring to idol, kasama sa usapan lagi si idol. Kasama lagi sa usapan si Kong, kasama si Kalbo, kasama sa ganitong usapan. Pero iba yung role nila eh. They're not the same. You do not treat Marvin equally with Teves kasi magkaiba yung role nila.
Nabanggit niyo na rin po, sorry po nabanggit niyo rin po yung Boss Idol, Kong, Kalbo. Sino po ba to?
Teves.
Teves who?
Oh. Arnie Teves. Congressman Arnie Teves. Arnulfo Teves.
Thank you po.
May we hear from Ms. Chrissy de Matulak of CNN, followed by Ms. Marisol Abduraman of GMA7.
Good afternoon po. Sir, may timeline na po ba kung kailan natin possibly masasampahan ng kaso itong si Congressman Teves regarding sa assassination ni Governor DEGAMO?
Due process lang. We just have to serve him properly or have an effective service so that the period will start running para makafile siya ng counter affidavit niya. Pero in absentia, we can still file. But we cannot try him yet in accordance with today's rules pagka hindi natin siya na-servan pa. But we will look at the other rules possible kasi marami naman tayong ibang trends ngayon with the internet, nagbabago po ang jurisprudence at nagbabago po yung rules. We will see. We cannot promise you a date, but it will come sooner than later.
Sir, I understand we've gotten testimonies already from yung other suspects. Pero yung from kay Marvin Miranda, nakausap na po ba natin siya? Nakakuha na po ba tayo ng testimony?
Kinakausap na siya, but I haven't seen any of his statements. But he's there. Nakikipag-usap na siya. Dininay niya nga yung lawyer na yun eh. Yung lawyer na isinusubo sa kanya na hindi niya kilala, dininay niya. Nakilala niya o kinuha niya.
Ms. Marisol Abduraman, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, may we ask the director of the NBI, sir, if you can give us a detail po kung how was Marvin Miranda was arrested po?
Hindi siguro ganun kadetalyado. Ang masasabi ko lang, noong March 31, doon sa barangay Mayabay sa Barbasa, Antique, nahuli si Marvin. Before March 31, merong first attempt, kaya lang nakatakas siya. Ay nakuha na 3. Noong March 31, bandang tanghali na lang siya nahuli doon sa Barbasa, Antique. Kasama natin ang composite team dito ng Armed Forces, ng PNP, ng ISAF, tsaka NBI sa buong proseso na ito.
We know at least kung anong saang area po siya nakuha, parang safe house po ba ito? Or meron bang nagkada sa kanyang grupo? Or ano po? Was he just alone when you got him?
May kasama siya. Yung nauna nga, yung 3, yun yung nauna nahuli. Mountain resort ito sa Barbasa, Antique, Barangay Mayabay. Doon po siya nahuli.
Sa information niyo po, Director, matagal na po ba siya doon sa area or ano po siya, palipat-lipat po siya?
Sa pagkakaalam namin, March 23 hanggang mahuli siya. March 23, andun na sila. Inilabas siya ng Negros at napunta ng Antique.
Secretary Remulla, sir, or Secretary Avalos, are we looking for more mastermind po or etong dalawa lang po talaga yung tinitingnan natin mastermind sa killing? Mart Miranda po and
We have to evaluate
Neves.
our data more. Kung meron pa ibang masterminds. But actually, already have 2 of them. Dalawa na hawak natin. Pwede sila lang o pwede may iba pa. But we have to evaluate the evidence to call another person a mastermind.
Thank you, Ms.
Well,
Marisol.
yung sa mastermind, no? Personally, tingin ko rito, bukod dito sa alias Kalbo, ito lang alias Boss Idol, Boss Big Boss, Kalbo, tingin ko meron pa. Lumalabas mukhang meron pang iba.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Marisol. May we hear from Mr. Alfred Dalison of People's Journal, followed by Mr. MJ Mondihar of SMNI.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Secretary, KSILG and SOJ, sir. Sir, here. Sir, yung mga suspects na 12, na-aresto sila without warrants of arrest pa. So,
Merong sumrender.
yes, sir.
Karamihan sumrender actually. Yung arrested lang dyan, yung 3 na una, tapos ito si Marvin. But the rest, I think, surrendered.
Sir,
If I'm not mistaken.
So, what will happen to Congressman Tevez in case na mag-decide siya na mag-return sa country?
Well,
Will you also arrest him?
well and good. He can answer questions in the preliminary investigation. That will make our job easier. And it will make everything easier for all of us as Filipinos. Now, we can remove uncertainty. Masabuti na dumating na lang siya para sumagot sa lahat.
But will he be arrested too?
Pagka nandiyan na, when the warrant is issued. We expect a warrant to be issued against him also, of course.
Sir, last question, sir. Sa inyong dalawa ni Secretary Abalo, sir. Sir, na-identify na natin yung possible masterminds. Money itong mga to, maraming pera. My question is, have you tapped the services of the AMLAC to investigate yung mga money nila? Kasi
Of course.
si Pride, sir, former
Sabi ko na,
governor.
sinagot ko na, of course.
In relation to that, lahat ng klaseng investigasyon ginagawa nito, itong task force na ito. Remember, we've got the NICA, we've got the ISAF, we've got the PNP-CIDG, whole of the nation approach ito. Yun ang maganda rito. It's very, very, very effective. At tama ka sa mga kababayan natin. Maraming pera ito, makapangyarihan ito, maraming nangyari pa sa Negros. God knows kung ilan pang nangyari mga biktima rito. Pero mukhang marami. Kamukha na sinasabi ko, huwag natin ibibenta ang prinsipyo dahil lamang sa pera. Dahil lamang sa pera. Importanteng huwag na maulit itong nangyaring ito. No? Yun lang ang aking panawagan sa lahat. Yes, SOJ.
We will lose all legal tools within our disposal. Lahat ng legal means na meron kami gagamitin namin to solve these cases.
Sir, last na lang, sir. Si former Governor Pride, sir, nag-issue siya nag-sign ng waiver na para examinin yung records niya. Meron na bang mga cases in the past na yung mga nag-i-issue ng waiver, na-withdraw naman na pala before yung mga pera nila, then they will sign a waiver allowing you to examine?
I don't see how this will affect the case, no? Henry Pride Teves knows what this is all about. He has made feelers to speak to us. And we will act accordingly. Gumamit na siya ng intermediaries para makausap kami.
Thank you, sir. Mr. MJ.
Sirs, magandang hapon. Sir, kailan po sisimulan yung pagsilip sa mga bank accounts ni former Governor Pride Henry Teves, given po na nagsumite na siya ng waiver sa DOJ?
When we got this waiver, we started already.
Sir, may reaction na po ba ang pamilya DEGAMO hinggil po dito sa bago po niyong developments? Nakausap niyo na po ba SILG?
Andito yung kanilang abogado. Attorney Baligot, can you answer it? Ang tanong po, ano raw po ang reaksyon ngayon ng pamilyang DEGAMO?
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Kasama ko si Mayor Janice DEGAMO noong Sabado at saka Linggo at masaya naman sila sa resulta ng investigasyon, lalo na yung kooperasyon ng iba't ibang ahensya ng ating pamahalaan para malutas ang problemang ito. At gusto ko ring iparating na nagpapasalamat nga ang pamilya DEGAMO kasama ang mga pamilya ng ibang mga biktima na kausap namin last weekend. At katulad na nga po ng sinabi ng ating mga mahal na secretaries sa harapan ninyo, saka head ng NICA, Chief of Staff, NBI, PNP, marami pa pong lumalabas na witnesses po, no? Na nagsasabi pa at may sarili silang mga ebidensya na ilang mga kapulisan doon ay tumayo pa na spatter ng mga pumatay sa iba't ibang biktima. At sa record po na dinedevelop namin ngayon, there are at least 64 other killings even before the March 4 incident. At kaya nga po nakipag-usap kami kay Secretary Benhar Abalos kanina para ipaabot sa kanya yung hiling ng mga pamilya na handa na silang makipagtulungan sa gobyerno basta lamang mabigyan ng sapat na protection ang mga pamilya ng iba't ibang mga witnesses na handang tumulong. Salamat po.
So narinig niyo po, meron pang ibang mga namatay sa Negros na napakarami. At ang maganda rito ay lumalabas na ang mga tao at hindi na ho natatakot. Dahil nga ito'y sa tutulungan ng AFP na nasa ground ngayon, ng PNP na nasa ground ngayon, ng NBI, ang lahat po ng ahensya. Kaya i-assure you sa ating mga kababayan sa Negros, wag na ho kayong matakot. Andito hong pamahalaan para proteksyon ng kayo at of course, makamtan yung justisya. Lalo na mga nakaraang pang mga killings po dito sa Negros. We assure you that, Attorney Baligot.
Thank you, sir. May we hear from Mr. Val Gonzalez of DCRH, followed by Mr. Mark Makalalad of DCWB.
Good afternoon po. Ilang beses at magkanong pera at kanino po pinapadala ni Marvin Miranda, yun pong binabanggit po ninyo kanina na pagpapadala na ni Marvin Miranda doon sa mga perpetrators. Sec, dito po.
Nasa statements eh. I don't have a rundown now. Pero maraming statement as to that effect.
Pero nabanggit din po ba ni Miranda na yung pera na yon ay kinukuha niya directly?
Wala pa tayo doon. Hindi pa tayo dumarating doon. I don't have his statements yet.
Okay.
So far.
Ilan pa ho ba yung hinahanap po nating mga suspect po rito, sir?
Yung possible criminal, kasi alam mo to eh, ang investigation na to kasi, it cannot stop here. It has to look at the criminal organization, possible criminal organization involved. Kaya, titignan pa natin yung ibang nasa periphery ng mga characters kung meron pang involved. And we see a few more people na dapat tingnan natin at imbestigahan. Kasi dapat maingat tayo eh. We know that meron pa makakasakit eh. Baka may maiwan pa tayong tao dyan na nakakasakit o makakasakit sa atin, dapat maawat na natin. Kaya, as far as this case is concerned, most of them, sabi ko nga, 99% finished na to. It's just 1% na kailangan tingnan pa natin kung meron pang makakasakit sa atin na iba.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mark Makalalad, sir.
Good afternoon po. Si Marvin Miranda, SOJ, sabi niyo po kanina, kumbaga sa pelikula, director o casting director, si Congressman Teves, yung executive producer. Earlier, you confirmed that si Boss Idol, si Big Boss, tsaka si Calvo, si Congressman Teves. Is it safe to say na si Congressman Teves yung nagpondo sa mga armas na ginamit sa pagpatay kay Governor DEGAMO?
Yes.
Okay.
It's reasonable to say that.
Sir, follow-up question regarding that. Sir, si Miranda ay long-time security at bodyguard ni Congressman Teves. May information ba tayo how it all started? Paano sila nagkaroon ng contact at yung recruitment para sa iba pang mga involved sa killings? At gaano katagal itong pinagplanuhan yung assassination?
Assassination, matagal nang pinaplano to kasi nga may iba ng attempts eh. There were 2 previous attempts on the life of Governor DEGAMO na hindi natuloy. So, more or less, the plot was there, established a long time ago. And the people started coming in October. By October, may mga tao nang parating, nakasama sa hit team. At yung last na dumating was March 2 ba? March 2 yata o March 2, yung last na dumating, nakasama sa mga nakakulong ngayon.
Sir, last, if it appears to be that Congressman Teves is one of the masterminds in the DEGAMO killing, sir, magkakaroon ba tayo ng pagbabago sa approach sa kanya? And also, may recent coordination na ba tayo sa Interpol at para mag-issue ng international lookout bulletin kay Congressman
Yung blue
Teves?
notice, madaling kunin. Yung red notice ang mahirap kasi kailangan ma-file muna yung mga kaso na maayos. And we intend to fulfill our... Sabi ko nga, we just have to follow due process. Whatever, how painfully slow it can be, we have to follow the law so we do not erase any of our gains. Yun lang. Kailangan pasagutin, kailangan mabigyan sa kanya yung mga statement. Pag nakasagot na siya, saka mag-decide ng panel, ipa-file niya sa korte. Pag na-file niya sa korte, mag-i-issue na warrant of arrest. Yun yun, di ba?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. May we hear from Mr. Ryan Macasero of Rappler?
Mayang hapon po mga secretary. I want to ask about yung kay Electona, the chief of security of the sugar mill. Can we get an explanation of what you found out about how he was able to become chief of security? Was it under the radar of the PNP? Did they not have any idea that he was acting as chief of security for the sugar mill of former Governor Pride Henry Teves?
This is with reference to Marvin or this is with reference to...
si Electona?
Si Nigel Electona. Yeah. So it's part of the investigation of the CIDG. It's on the papers. Yes. Thank you.
May we hear from Mr. Lloyd Kaliwan of Philippine News Agency? Okay. Is there any more questions? If there's, yes, may we hear from Mr. Alfred Dalison of New People's Journal?
Sir, may we hear from the PNP? May sinabi si Attorney Baligod na mayroon daw mga six policemen acting as spotters dun sa mga gunmen. Sir, kay SILG, pwede po ba?
Probably the PNP could answer this. PNP OIC Sermonia, can you answer this?
Our good lawyer has not yet given the list, sir, but sir, pagbigay po ni attorney sa atin yung listahan, we are going to work on it and they're going to undergo process. Just like what we have started from the very first week when we relieved people from different stations and they have underwent the schoolings and a continuous process being also done to identify other policemen involved or probably connected with the congressman, sir.
Ganito lang, no? Kung merong mag-uusap kami ni Attorney Baligod, no? And we assure you, kung sino man ang mga involved na police dito, ang NAPOLCOM, I'm the chairman of the NAPOLCOM, no? We will follow the process of law at kailangang maano natin ito, masuspindi ito, matanggal muna ito for the meantime pending investigation. At gagawin po natin ang lahat. I-discuss natin maigi ito para mapaimbestigahan kagad namin, no? In accordance with the law of NAPOLCOM. Yes, we will take action on this, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. That ends our short press briefing this afternoon. Once again, thank you very much to all our secretaries and other senior officers of the different government agencies. Good afternoon, everyone.